Good day to all of you. Today we will be working on the 78th creation in our lesson series. First, click on the plus mark at the top of the screen and open a new tab. Next, type thunkable.com in the address bar and click the enter button. Now you have entered the Thunkable website. Click the login button at the top corner and log into your Thunkable account. Now again, click on the plus mark at the top corner of the screen, open another tab and visit the dpcode.lk website. Click on lesson number 280. Click the start project button here. Now you have entered the project. In the previous lessons, we created the first parts of the superhero app. Today we are going to create the last part of this app. I have now finished adding the first parts to the design in the superhero app we created in the last lesson. If someone hasn't seen our 76th and 77th lessons, check them out using the thunkable.com website now. From here on, we'll add parts to the same design and improve it a bit more. See, in the previous lessons, we designed the screen options and the work screen as needed and created a part of the code for that. In addition, I have designed the final screen in this section. First, let's see what components have been added for this. First, the background color of this screen is changed to A3EBDB. In the next screen, two columns have been added as column super and column preloader. In column super, 4 rows were added as row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. I added 2 labels to row 1. The text of the first label is given as name. The next label is renamed as label name. The text of this label has been removed. 2 labels were added in the same way in the next row as well. The text of the first label is given as agility. The next label is renamed as label agility. The text of this label is removed. For the third row also 2 labels have been added the same way. The text of the initial label is given as strength. The next label is renamed as label strength. The text of this label is also removed. Next, I have added 2 more labels in the 4th row as well. The text for the first label is given as power. The next label is renamed as label power 1 and the text is removed. Next is the column preloader. An image called image preloader has been added to this column, but for this a picture has not been added. Look, the data sources we added are at the bottom of the box showing components. For this app, I added a Google Sheet called Superhero Data Final. You may remember that we learned in the previous lesson how to add a data source for a project. Okay, we have now completely designed the superhero app. By clicking on each of these, you can see how other properties like this have been changed. Next, we have to create the code. First, let's see what we need to do with the code in the final screen. We have to display the screen options and the data given in this screen. Not only that, we need to update the superhero data final Google Sheet using this data. So now let's go to the blocks tab and complete the code. First, click on the final screen and drag a when final screen opens code block here. Depending on the superhero's gender, a GIF image needs to be displayed in image preloader. So let's check the value assigned to the gender variable here. I will drag an if-else code block under control into the when final screen opens code block. Here, let's connect a code block with the equal sign under the logic for the condition. Let's connect an app variable gender code block from variables to the left of the equal sign. Let's connect a code block with a pair of inverted commas under the text on the right side and give the text as male. Okay, if the value assigned to the gender variable is male, a GIF image of a male superhero should be displayed in the image preloader. Let's go back to the Designs tab and see if the GIF required for this has been uploaded in the files while designing the app. You can see those 2 GIFs here as preloader male.gif and preloader female.gif. Let's go back to the blocks tab. Now what needs to be done here in the code is, depending on the superhero's gender, preloader male.gif or preloader female.gif needs to be given into the image preloader as a GIF. Okay, now if this condition is true, let's give the preloader male.gif in the image preloader. I will drag a set label 3s text to code block under any component into the if code block. Click on the arrow in front of the label and select the image. Now, instead of the fire.jpeg section at the end of this code block, let's add a code block with a pair of curly commas from text. Here, I will type the name of the picture. The name of the preloader mail.gif picture should be typed in the same way without changing the capital simple letters. Now, if this condition is false, that means if the value of the gender variable is not equal to male, what should we do? Then the value should be female. So, preloader female.gif can be given for the image preloader. I am duplicating the code block that I created earlier for the preloader male.gif. Now, drag the duplicated code block into the else section and change the name of the picture here as preloader female.gif. Okay. Next, we need to display the details given in screen options and work screen in the labels added to final screen. Click the label name and drag the set label names text to code block below this if code block. We need to give the superhero's name as the text in the label name. At this point, the name has been assigned in the shName variable. Therefore, the value of the shName variable should be given here. I will link an app variable shName code block from variables. Now this way the values given for agility, strength, power needs to be displayed in label agility, label strength, label power 1 respectively. For that, let's duplicate set label names text to code block. I will right click on this code block and give duplicate. Let's drag the duplicated code block below the set label names text to code block. This code block is duplicated once again. Okay. Let's duplicate the code block one more. I will drag the duplicated code block down. Okay. Now in the second code block here, click on the arrow in front of label name and select label agility. Also change the variable here to app variable rate agility. In the next code block, let's change the label to label strength and the variable to app variable rate strength. Again, click on the arrow in front of label name and select label power 1 in the code block at the end and change the variable here as app variable core power. Okay, now we have almost completed the code for the app. Next, we have to update the Google Sheet. Before that, let's go back to the Design tab. Now open this Google Sheet and see what data is required to update this sheet. I will click on Superhero Data Final under Files and open this sheet. Now you can see that the table has been created like this with 4 columns as superhero name, agility, strength and power name. The data we input in the app needs to be entered into this Google Sheet. Now let's go to the Blocks tab again. First, let's drag a wait 1 seconds code block under Control below the set label power 1 code block. Let's change the time here to 5 seconds. After clicking on data sources, I will drag the create row in code block like this below the wait 5 seconds code block. The 4 column names in the Google Sheet we added are displayed like this. We need to now connect the value required to be given to each of these columns in front of the column names. The superhero name is currently in the label name as text. So let's click on the label name and link the label name's text code block here. Next, the agility value is there as text in the label agility. I will click label agility and link a label agility's text code block. Next is strength and power. We can link a label strength's text code block under label strength for the strength. Also for power, label power 1's text code block under label power 1 is connected like this. Okay. Now we have finished creating the code for the final screen. Let's go back to the options screen and test this app live. Let's click on the male superhero among these 2 superheroes. Here the gender is displayed as male. At the same time, the text input will be displayed to type the name. I will type the name Mira here. Now let's press the enter key. Now like this, button final and button proceed are displayed. Let's click the button proceed. Okay, now the work screen is displayed. I think Mira is an active superhero. I will click on agility. Now you can give the agility rating here. I will give the rating as 4. Next, select which field Mira is skilled from these 3 fields. I will select water. Now the work on the work screen is finished. Let's click the final button. This is how the final screen was displayed. Since we selected a male superhero, the GIF GIF of male superhero has been loaded in the image preloader here. Also, you can see that the data we provided is displayed in these labels. Okay, now let's click this close button. I will go back to the design tab and open the Google Sheet. The data we gave about superhero Mira has been entered in the Google Sheet like this. WhatsApp your design to me on the phone number 07681252244. Tell your friends about the design. Check out this app to send to me as well as to your friends. And one more thing, join the DP Coding School Telegram group. Try to be the DP Code champ, best of the week once every week. Stay connected with us. Also another thing, join our DP Coding Club, and now you can start a DP Coding Club in your school. We are ready to give all the guidance for that. If you are interested in starting DP Coding Clubs in any school that has computer labs, please send a request to the principal to the email address info@dpcc.lk. Okay, let's meet again with another interesting lesson through DP Coding School. Have a good day.